There is something in education and learning called knowledge building. It is, as the name implies, that you are adding to your knowledge base. It is the reason why we are doing this wiki project. Research has shown that if you simply add information to a wiki, you will not build your knowledge. However, by physically rearranging the content blocks of existing information in the wiki, rewriting the information, or combining the information with previous knowledge, you will acquire this new information into your existing knowledge base, or possibly even transform your existing knowledge. So we are going to start off on our haiku page for Spanish 3. Go to the history page. Once you're on the history page, you're going to find the wiki page instructions and read them. Once you feel that you have a very good grasp of what it is that you're going to be doing, and you have all the materials with you that you need, under the instructions, you'll see a Start Your Wiki Page button. You're just going to select it to start your wiki page. Here you can see that somebody has already started their wiki page. Yours will not look like this, obviously. Yours will be blank completely, and all you will see is the Add Page button that you see on underneath this number 4 here in the red circle. You're going to use the Add Page button for each time period on the list that you see in your directions. This is going to help you to organize your information. Because it's nice and organized in a chronological order, it does make it easy for you to go from one page to the next and to have a handle on what things occurred first, second, third, all the way to last. And it will help your brain to also memorize and remember at least what happened first, who came first in Spain, how did things progress through the years. And then finally we end up in what is our today's, what does it look like today? So once you've added all the pages, now you have to start adding your content. This is where you're going to use the Add Content block that you see on the left-hand side of the page here to add your notes, pictures, or a video. Once you hit the Add Content block, you will see what comes up on the right-hand side of this page. They give you a whole bunch of options, and I'm going to describe to you those options on the next slide. Okay, notice that I say the above are the most used options, the ones that I've pointed out to you, and the ones that I would expect you to use for this project. Obviously, if you want to put in audio or mini sites or things that I have not outlined here, if you know how to do that, feel free. The ones that I've outlined for you are the ones that are the most commonly used. And so, as you can see on page text, you would use this to put your paraphrased notes from the PowerPoint presentation of history that you have on your wiki page. You are going to be very clearly outlining what are the expectations of knowledge for this section in Spanish completely. You can change font, color, you can put it in bullet points. If you do use a bullet point for this particular project, I do still require a full sentence on this page. You can also then, if you have files that you want to add, maybe you've already taken notes somewhere in a Google Doc or some Word document, you can also just click the Files button, and then you'll be able to browse your documents and upload those. You do have to add pictures for every single tab, and so you would use the Images button to put in your pictures. Make sure that the pictures that you choose clearly represent what you have written in the notes section. The web links, maybe you found some very interesting information about this time period in the history of Spain on some kind of a web page. Maybe you have found an art gallery of some sort that represents something in that time period. Feel free to put a web link there so that people can go through those pictures or search the information that you have. Embed the web is a really neat way of putting in your videos. This allows you to have the video actually on the wiki page, so the person doesn't have to click a link and go to a separate site. They can just watch the video from the wiki page itself. Embedding the web on your wiki page requires you to have an embed code. If you're using a YouTube video, you just simply right-click on the video itself, even if it's playing, and it'll say copy embed code, and then you would put it into your content block there, and it shows up right away. And then finally, Google Drive. If you've presented or have a presentation in Google Slides, this is what you would do here. You would click the Google Drive button, and then you would select your Google Slides presentation to put here, and that's just like the embed the web. It shows up as the actual PowerPoint instead of a link to the PowerPoint. So they can view this Google Slides doc right from the wiki page. The nice thing about using a Google Slides doc is that if you need to change the information on your Google Slide presentation, it will automatically update in your wiki page. So there's no need to undo the content block, delete it and then upload. If you use PowerPoint, you will have to do that. If you change something, it doesn't automatically make it change. The Manage Page button is basically how do you want your page to look in terms of size of content blocks. If you choose one column, everything shows up as one big content block, and it goes straight down from the top to the bottom. And then if you have an even two, that's smaller, but you at least have two sides that you can drop content blocks onto. Maybe you have the wide right choice. You want to put, smaller pieces of information in a small column, but yet maybe your embedded videos and other things would be on the right, larger column. Same thing with the traditional two, but opposite. And then obviously 3 columns would make those content blocks much smaller. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It really is all about what's pleasing to the eye and what your brain thinks is the most organized way to organize the information. This is personal for everybody, and once you have the Google Doc for your peers to review your wiki page, they may tell you their preference, but ultimately whatever works for you is how you should do it. When you're finished, you're going to add the Google Doc with a table that has 3 columns. You're going to label them as follows. You're going to have your name, things that work, things to improve, and a discussion. This is where your classmates will peer review your work. You can respond to them in the discussion section. Of course, you want to keep in mind that when we are peer reviewing each other's wiki pages, I can see whose name is in the block. Even if you put someone else's name, your name will still come up in the Google Doc as like where you type. And so you want to be extremely appropriate, nothing derogatory. It's constructive criticism meant so that the author of the wiki page can either agree with you and change certain things for the betterment of their wiki page, or they can at least be able to defend the reason behind why they did what they did. Thank you so much. I hope that your wiki page is a success, and I also hope that you enjoy doing this and having the process, going through the process. Good luck.